Welcome back to HTW. Thank you for joining me here. In December of 2023, Mark Lear, a supervisor and former roadmaster, gave a stark warning to the Board of Supervisors. The maintenance needed on the Greenbriar Culvert could not wait. Unfortunately, the debate centered around Ron Resch and his orchards. During the discussion, Scott Longstreth, the township engineer, tells the Board of Supervisors that the projects cannot be started this year because they won't be completed by fruit picking season. You can tell that this logic does not sit well with Supervisor Mark Lear.
Okay, so if the township wants to follow with that funding, that project is also going to be about $200,000 then, up from my original estimate, just due to the size of the culvert that's required. With these added requirements and conditions, there's no way we can have this go into construction this spring and summer, because it won't be done before fruit picking season.
Right. Well, that pipe on Greenbriar is in bad shape. If you get any kind of good flooding, you're not gonna have a rig.
Well, they're both pretty bad. I was down in the Myersville Road culvert, and that's
solid concrete in the bottom. That pipe over there has nothing in the bottom. So we're doing a lot of procrastinating on a pipe that should be fixed, because if that blows out, Rebels Construction is gonna have a major problem. And
yeah.
I think that's gonna be on the township.
After I reviewed this video, I decided I needed to go take a look at these culverts for myself. When I arrived at the Greenbriar culvert and began to look around, I was a little surprised to see how bad it was. Walking up to the culvert, you will notice a large hole, or at least I would hope you notice, because it was big enough to step into and someone could easily get hurt. As Mark Lear stated at the meeting, the bottom of the culvert pipe is missing, and the water penetrating the roadway is eroding the foundation. The head walls and wing walls of the culvert are very damaged, and erosion has exposed the bedding for the pipe. In my opinion, this culvert is not stable and is in critical condition. After getting a good look at the Greenbriar culvert, I ride over to Myerstown. Myerstown Road is several miles west of Greenbriar. The culvert is on what the locals call an orchard road, so it has very light traffic. Greenbriar, on the other hand, is in a neighborhood setting with a construction business at the end of the road. In 2023, Ron Resch was a member of the Planning Commission. He complained that the culvert was not large enough to manage the volume of water and would back up, leading to flooding and damage. When I arrive at the culvert, there are signs of age and weather damage to the roadside barriers. The head wall and wing walls of the culvert are aged and in need of repair. At this point in my mind, there's no doubt that both of these culverts need replaced, but the condition of Greenbriar has an extremely high potential to be dangerous. After Mark Lear gave his professional opinion, the township didn't move to do anything until approximately 9 months later. In August of 2024, Greenbriar Culvert failed. The following month, at the September 2024 Board of Supervisors meeting, the officials didn't show much concern about how things appeared to the public, nor would they acknowledge any responsibility in the collapse. Several officials even tried to say it was because a storm that comes around once in 100 years. I'm sorry, but that's hocus pocus BS. Even if it had been a major storm, the culvert didn't fail because a storm surpassed its capabilities. Greenbriar Culvert was far too deteriorated to be considered functional for any significant flow of water. Greenbriar was a ticking time bomb waiting for the moment. Recently, the culverts have been a talking point at the Board of Supervisor meetings. As the projects concluded and the bills were paid, the public was notified through a monthly financial report of an additional cost of $160,000. This inspired me to take a ride out to the culverts and see what all this money paid for. We are currently gathering information on the additional cost and will update the channel when we have a complete story. In the meantime, residents who have paid their annual extortion fee, their $5 tax, here's a short video montage of your new culverts.